Pain! Alright, so we're about to hit June, at least as of the time I'm recording this, and it's still the Easter update. That's neat. We are back once again to the game where you acquire inventory and adjust your playstyle to that said inventory. And Lobster is still calling us as per usual. So I have no real objectives or goals for this episode. I'm just kind of going to jump right into it as if it's another day. Which, I mean, it is. It's another day at the office. So I'm going to see, first off, if I can get anything from these that's worth... Yeah, real worth. Yes! That's what I was hoping for. Now we can make this even more shitty to look at. There we go. That'll spicing things up real nice. Also, I do want to mention this near the beginning of the video. I am working on my main slot again, and I'm hoping to have a Sacrifice 3 video out sometime this year. But it's not ready yet. I'm not ready yet for that. So that's why we're here today on this, where things are a little bit more simple for my simple brain. Also, I'm very curious, does this behave exactly like it has been for the last 8 years? Well, yes and no. The effect is there, but the joy is gone. Where's the music? Oh, and I'm still alive. Alright, I'm just slightly modified. I think I might just jump ahead like 30,000 lives, and I'll catch back up with you when I'm ready to build another setup. Thanks. Okay, I am life 200 now. So, I actually got quite a bit of good items. I also got a couple bad ones. But more importantly, I can make my first evolution, the Tesla, now. So I'm gonna go do that first before I do anything. Actually, first. Hold on. Let me just get this.
Hamburger.
Luckily, I have just enough. Good thing I've been collecting crates just casually. Okay, the goal is to make a setup that doesn't suck. Now, the start of it's going to be the exact same, but basically the only difference is I'm going to use quicker conveyors and better upgraders in more bulk. So I think the only slow upgrade I'm going to try and use is the Overlord device, just because it's, you know, an actual good multiplier. So, Astral Predictor, Banana Split Upgrader, these are all fast conveyors that are reliable. So right now I'm getting not great money, but that'll be very quickly fixed. Deploy Schrodinger's and blasters. Now this will kill the majority of my ores, and in this case that is exactly what I'll want, because the cooling chamber will be up next, and that requires not a lot of ores to function well. Slightly better numbers. I'll just throw the Statue of Knowledge there. Oh shit, that's right though. If there's nothing there, then the ore will G once the cooling chamber goes G. So I'll put that there. And then the refuter. I don't think I'll need much more than that. Let's see where we're at currently. Yeah, we're already at winner numbers, but let me just future-proof it a little bit more. I won't use the Overlord device then, because it's not going to be necessary. All I have to do is add a couple more upgraders that don't suck. And voila. She's finished. This should be faster. And if it's not, then I will make it faster. Let's just see if it's initially faster. Go. Maybe I should get rid of that Overlord device, because getting over that first hump takes some time. But overall... New fastest time. That's not bad. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to add the wall. And then I'm gonna have 2 opposing doges. Alright, now... No. Now it's complete. Now it's finished. Alright, I have a better idea already. I'm just gonna get rid of the Overlord device. And that should make this part a little easier. Or a little quicker. Add the Statue of Knowledge there instead. After the Wild Spore. And then just simply this. Except this Doge has to move. It's gonna be there instead. Alright, fastest time. Let's go. Let's get 16 seconds. $14 seconds. I'll take it. It's a little better. Alright, we're getting some fast times now. Now, if you've not noticed already, I'm not skipping yet. I think I'm gonna start skipping soon, because honestly, like, there really is no point to skipping. Or, sorry, there is no point to not skip until you're sacrificed to. Because, does the game really begin until you're sacrificed to? I don't think so, because you're not going to be spending too much time in them. In pre-sacrifice and sacrifice 1. Especially sacrifice 1. That'll probably be the absolute quickest time. If you're no-lifing Miner's Haven, you'll spend less than a day there. I think at life 250, I'm going to start pulling the trigger on skips. The only problem with this setup is the bulk amount of Schrodingers I'm using sometimes make the ores either extremely good or terrible. I think I'm going to stop using the dark magic just because I can't be bothered to click the button. Might want to start collecting these surrounding crates. Here, let me optimize this space right here and use the crates. That should save me half a second. I want a 13-second record. I think those crates will let me get it. Well, the problem is an ore has to make it right through it at the beginning, and that definitely didn't happen that time. Here, let's see if we get luck here. Maybe. I don't think so. I think that's a 14. Never mind that ore. The ore sucked. Okay, real quick, I think I'm gonna go on a crate trip because I'm gonna need the points. I'm hoping that the blueprints for the evolutions carry over to sacrifice. I'm going to assume they do. So I don't need as many points as I'm going to need. There really wasn't that many. There was like 5. Haven't gotten a Big Bad Blaster or a Flaming Schrodinger ever since I switched to this setup, so that kind of sucks, because I'm going to need a lot of those. I think I'm in the realm of Dragon Blasters now, I believe, so those are just actually really rare, though. At least if you're not skipping live, so I might not see one of those for a while. I got it! 13 seconds. I got another Flaming Schrodinger, but honestly, I think 4 is probably the cap of what I would want to use, because after that, the ore value would become too unpredictable. And thus, since I don't want any more of them, the game's like,
no, I insist you need more of them.
Oh no. Yes, give me this. Does this work with a Blind Justice? Alright. By the time an ore drops... Oh, it does. I mean, that's cool. Thank you. Give me... I got something different. How good is this thing? I forget. I'm gonna say 7 times.
It's 4 times. It's not as good as I thought it was.
I don't need any more Teslas either. Okay. Life 250. I am a quarter of the way to that brilliant sacrifice. So there's really no point in being conservative anymore. I think I've gotten the bulk of the items that I am really going to get. So now the objective is to not preserve reborn items. It's to bulk my life count. So that is what I am going to do. So life skipping on, life skipped all the way. I'm going to have to build a slightly less sucky setup in order to get those type of gains. Which I won't have to change much. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm basically going to keep this first part the exact same. except I'm going to move this down some so I can fit more mines. Plutonium mines, of course, keep on the sides. It's the only change I have to make there. More ores. The change is going to be in this part. So, of course, I am going to use the Overlord device now. Well, there should be enough to skip a life. I don't know how consistently. Well, that'll help. Crates are everywhere. I have to take advantage. God, the Overlord device just slows them down immediately. But there we go. That outright guarantees a skip. How did I get a Decillion? I left for 2 seconds and I got a Decillion. Alright, here's how I get another additional life skip this time. Or Supernova. Do your thing. I win. Oh, I got 2 reborn items that time. Too bad they both aren't helpful. Or Supernova again. Basically, if I get that item, it's just a guaranteed additional skip. So that's actually kind of useful. I could go for an extra skip on this setup, probably. That'd be more consistent, but I don't know if it would be worth the time. It actually might be. I'm not that far off. Alright, just about managed to make an adjustment to skip 2 lives, but it's not that fast. But I'll use it anyway. I mean, it's whatever. Basically, as soon as an ore that doesn't suck comes by, it's a guaranteed 2 skips. First morning star. That'll make things interesting. If I ever bothered to use it. Alright, so my setup's pretty damn fast and skips 2 lives pretty reliably. And I haven't been doing too much in between all the rebirthing because there really isn't anything else left to really cover or talk about in the sense of advancing in this non-sacrifice. So the next video I do might be straight to Sacrifice 1. And I think that's what I am going to do, because there's no point going over the rest of the 600 lives, because it's going to look similar to the last 400 lives. So I think I'm going to call it quits here. I think we've established that the setup works. And I am going to go point farm a bit and stockpile for my first sacrifice on this slot. And I think the great things are coming, my friends. So yeah, it was a bit of a shorter one, but at least it didn't take 3 months to get to you. So I think I'll leave it here. Thank you all for watching. Next video will be Sacrifice 1, and we'll see what little fun things we can make with that. So I'll see you then. I knew I'd explode into 1 trillion pieces. But it wasn't as satisfying as I hoped it would be.